News now on your side.
That breaking news is a scare in the air. A small plane has made a crash landing. Chopper 4 over the scene near the Capitol Drive Airport in Brookfield.
It is believed the pilot is going to be okay. Yona Gavino live near the scene with what witnesses experienced this afternoon. Yona.
Stephen, Courtney, we have just learned from the fire chief that the pilot is okay. He doesn't have any injuries, and we don't even know why the plane crashed, but we have learned that it crashed upside down. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this video from Chopper 4. The pilot is being evacuated by paramedics as we speak. His plane was an experimental two-seat aircraft, and Flight for Light helped locate him and extricate him from the plane. He is being evaluated, I should say. The chief tells us that he is alert and awake, and neighbors I spoke to say the Fox River connects to the swamp where the plane landed. Let's take a listen to what neighbors have to say about that.
Actually, a guy who came driving down the street told us that his friend crashed in the same area about 5 years ago, and that there's a tricky cross current. It's a very wet, swampy area back there, so it would make rescue difficult.
Capitol Airport is a volunteer-run airport with no FAA tower. Now, the fire chief says when the plane crashed, that's when the pilot had to radio in for help. We're live in Brookfield. Yona Gavino, today's TMJ4.
All right, Yona, thanks.
And the crash did look scary from the sky as well.
Chopper 4 is over the scene. It got there shortly after this happened. Photojournalist Sean Farrell is working the helicopter duty today. Sean, give us an idea of the type of area this plane went down in.
Well, the type of the area is very marshy. People had a hard time walking through. I just want to give you a perspective of where it is, where this airplane did land. You can see that he was on arrival to this airport, and you can see the tire marks directly in front of the airplane where he tried to land, and then it flipped over. We did observe him right around 2 o'clock exit the airplane and then walk out on his own power and then enter an ambulance and take off from there.
So based on those tire tracks and how the plane is now, I mean, can we assume the ground is so soft, the nose just went down and flipped himself over?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the tires are pretty small here on these airplanes, and with the wet marsh, you can see how wet it is right there. The grass is very thick, and not a very good place to land an airplane.
Sean, I mean, we're glad to hear the pilot is doing okay. How did he look when he got out of the airplane and was walking away? Dazed and confused, or?
Oh, yeah, he looked like an older gentleman. He was hunched over a little bit. He was being held by a fireman. And he did walk out on his own power, and he seemed to be doing all right. He was in the ambulance for a very long time, so they didn't rush him to the hospital very quickly.
All right. Photojournalist Sean Farrell live for us in Chopper 4, which is live over the scene of this plane crash in Brookfield. Thank you. More local news now. Brookfield Central.